What? No, this can't be. Not me. Why? Madison, you could really do this to me?
Ethan, wait, it's still me. I can explain.
What the hell? So I was just being fooled all these months? Gosh!
You think you know someone. You really do. You date them for 3 years, you get engaged, you plan a wedding, you share an apartment, you merge your lives together, and you think you know them. Ethan Carter thought he knew Madison Brooks, 27 years old, working as an IT systems analyst in Charlotte, North Carolina, pulling in a solid $72,000 a year. Not rich, but comfortable, stable, the kind of guy who does everything by the book, who believes in honesty and loyalty, who trusts the people he loves. And Madison? 26, marketing coordinator at a boutique agency, always Instagram perfect, always planning their future together. They'd been engaged for 8 months. The wedding was 6 months away. The invitations were at the printers. Her mother had already bought her mother of the bride dress. Everything was perfect. Except what? My homies think we'll never hit 1,000 subscribers milestone. So let's all prove my homies wrong. Subscribe, let's continue. Madison had been living a complete double life for 14 months. A secret apartment, a secret boyfriend, a secret existence that made Ethan, the man she was supposed to marry, nothing more than what she called her safety net. This is the story of how Ethan discovered the truth, and how he executed one of the most strategic, calculated exposures of a cheater I've ever heard. This isn't about violence. This isn't about property destruction or public humiliation for its own sake. This is about documentation, evidence, and making absolutely sure that someone who'd been lying to multiple people for over a year couldn't lie her way out of it. And trust me, by the end of this, you're going to see exactly why Ethan's approach was absolutely brilliant. Let's get into it. To understand how shocking the discovery was, you need to understand what Ethan thought his life looked like in early October 2024. He lived in a 2-bedroom apartment at Laurel Ridge Apartments in Charlotte, $1,450 a month, split with Madison. Not luxury, but nice enough. Modern appliances, decent location, the kind of place young professionals rent while they are saving for a house. Which is exactly what they were doing, or at least, what Ethan thought they were doing. Every morning looked the same. Ethan would wake up at 6:30, start the coffee maker, a Keurig they'd bought together at Target, one of those domestic purchases that feels like a relationship milestone. Madison would stumble out of the bedroom around 7:15, always running slightly late, grabbing her travel mug and kissing him goodbye as she rushed out to her 2021 Mazda CX-5. Pearl white. She'd gotten it the year before, and she was always slightly behind on the payments, which stressed her out, but Ethan figured that was normal for their age. He'd leave 4-Track Logistics Solutions, Inc. around 7:45, driving his 2019 Honda Civic, sensible, paid off, the kind of car an IT analyst drives. The kind of car that said I'm responsible with money. Work was good. Ethan was respected there, the quiet guy who solved problems, who understood systems, who could look at a network vulnerability and trace it back to its source. His boss, a guy named Raymond who'd been in IT security for 20 years, always said the same thing: Ethan, you're only as good as your documentation. Document everything, verify everything, assume nothing. That advice was about to become more relevant than Raymond could have possibly imagined. Ethan would come home around 6 most nights. Sometimes Madison would be there, cooking dinner. She was actually a decent cook, made this Thai curry thing he loved. Sometimes she'd text, working late babe, don't wait up, or girls' night with Sophia and Jess, love you. He never questioned it. Why would he? She was ambitious. She had friends. This was normal. 3 or 4 nights a week, they'd eat dinner together on the couch, watching The Office reruns or whatever new show everyone was talking about. She'd curl up next to him, her head on his shoulder, and they'd talk about wedding plans. The venue, they'd put down an $8,500 deposit at the Mint Museum uptown, this gorgeous space with floor-to-ceiling windows. The flowers, the music. She'd scroll through Pinterest on her iPhone 13, showing him centerpiece ideas, asking his opinion even though they both knew she'd already decided. What do you think about these? She'd ask, showing him arrangements of white roses and eucalyptus. They are beautiful, babe. Whatever makes you happy. You're supposed to have an opinion. She'd laugh, playfully swatting his arm. My opinion is that I trust your taste. You're the one with the eye for this stuff. She'd smile, kiss his cheek, go back to scrolling. This was his life. This was his future wife. On Instagram, Madison posted regularly, Photos of them together, hiking at Crowder's Mountain, dinner at Fahrenheit where he'd proposed back in January, casual selfies from the couch. Her captions were always the same energy: found my forever person, red heart, can't wait to spend the rest of my life with my best friend at Ethan Carter 27. That post had 847 likes, 63 comments of congratulations, her aunt commenting beautiful couple, her college roommate, so happy for you guys, random acquaintances, relationship goals, all of it, every single word, a performance. Madison was good at the performance. Actually, she was incredible at it. She remembered details. She asked about his mom's knee surgery. She bought his favorite snacks without being asked, those dark chocolate peanut butter cups from Trader Joe's that he'd mentioned liking once. She'd leave little notes sometimes: have a great day, love you, stuck to the bathroom mirror. She met his family for holidays. His parents loved her. His older brother Marcus, 32, a family law attorney, naturally suspicious of everyone, even he had warmed up to her eventually. She's good for you, Marcus had said at Thanksgiving. You seem happy. Ethan was happy, that was the thing. He was genuinely, deeply happy. He'd found someone who seemed to love him, who wanted to build a life with him, who talked about houses and kids and retirement accounts, adult things, forever things. The engagement ring had cost him $6,200. He'd saved for 8 months, putting away $775 every month, which was not easy on his salary after rent and bills and student loans. But she was worth it. She'd cried when he proposed, the 14th of January 2024, at Fahrenheit, Charlotte's fancy rotating restaurant with the skyline views. He'd arranged it with the staff, had the ring in his jacket pocket through the entire meal, his heart hammering so hard he could barely eat his steak. Madison Brooks, he'd said, down on one knee beside the table, other diners watching, will you marry me? Yes, she'd gasped, hands over her mouth, tears streaming. Yes, yes, oh my God, yes. The restaurant had applauded. The waiter brought complimentary champagne. Madison posted a photo of the ring immediately. Decent-sized diamond, nothing flashy, but nice. Visible. Engagement photo worthy. What Ethan didn't know, what he couldn't have known, was that during dessert, while he was in the bathroom, Madison had her phone in her lap under the table, texting someone named Tyler. He just proposed, LOL. Still going through with it? Have to. His family would freak and I'm not ready to burn that bridge yet. Plus wedding gifts. You're committed to this bit. It's only 6 more months. Then I'm all yours, I promise, red heart. But Ethan didn't see those messages that night. He saw his fiancée crying happy tears, wearing his ring, letting him take photos of her hand against the skyline. He saw the Instagram post that went up 10 minutes later. I said yes. The easiest answer I've ever given. Can't wait to marry my best friend. 2,341 likes. 118 comments. All of it a lie. Saturday morning, the 5th of October 2024, 9:47 a.m. The exact moment Ethan's world ended. He was making coffee, just making coffee, the most mundane thing in the world. He'd woken up around 9:15, sleeping in, rare for him, and Madison was already up and moving around. I have to run to the office, she'd said, pulling on her yoga pants and an oversized sweatshirt. Emergency situation with the Brennan account. Their social media got hacked or something, total disaster. Shouldn't be more than an hour or two. On a Saturday? Ethan had mumbled, still half asleep. That's advertising, babe. Crisis doesn't care about weekends. She'd kissed his forehead. Go back to sleep. I'll bring back coffee from that place you like. Millimeter K. Love you. Love you too. The door had closed. He'd heard her car start, pull out of the parking lot. Normal. Completely normal. Ethan had dozed for another 20 minutes, then dragged himself out of bed. Saturday morning. He had errands planned, grocery store, maybe hit the gym, nothing major. The kind of boring adult weekend day that felt good in its own way. Productive. Responsible. He walked into the kitchen in his boxers and a t-shirt, barefoot on the cold tile floor. Grabbed his favorite mug, world's okayest IT guy, a birthday gift from his coworker Priya. Popped a pod into the Keurig. That's when he noticed Madison's laptop. Her MacBook Air, silver, plastered with stickers, various brands, a few inspirational quotes, that stupid good vibes only one she'd gotten at some wellness retreat. It was sitting on the kitchen counter, open, screen still lit. She'd left it. She never left it. Madison was attached to that laptop. She worked from home twice a week, and that thing was basically an extension of her body. She'd left her phone before, rare, but it happened. But the laptop? Never. She must have been in such a rush, Ethan thought. The emergency, the hacked social media crisis. She'd probably grabbed her stuff and just forgotten it. He should text her, let her know it was here if she needed to come back for it. The creek hissed and gurgled. Coffee dripped into his mug, filling the kitchen with that bitter, comforting smell. His Apple Watch showed 9:47 a.m. Saturday morning, the 5th of October, the last moment of the 4, and then the laptop chimed. A notification. Message notification. The distinctive ping of an iMessage. Ethan glanced over, not really intending to look, just a reflexive response to the sound. The notification was right there on the screen. Right there, from someone saved in her contacts as T. Red Heart. Can't wait to see you, baby. Wear that black dress I bought you. Ethan froze. Can't wait to see you. She was supposed to be at work. Emergency meeting. Hacked social media. That's what she said. Wear that black dress I bought you. She was wearing yoga pants. Gray yoga pants and an oversized sweatshirt from her college. Not a black dress. And what black dress? Ethan didn't remember her having a black dress. Well, she had that one she wore to her cousin's wedding last year, but that was different. That wasn't. I bought you. Someone bought Madison a dress. Someone who wasn't Ethan. Someone saved in her phone with a heart emoji. His coffee forgotten, Ethan stood there in the kitchen, staring at the notification on the screen. This has to be nothing, he thought. It has to be. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe T is, who? Tyler? No, she doesn't know anyone named Tyler. Tiffany? But why would Tiffany, who's definitely not T. Red Heart in her phone anyway, why would she say, can't wait to see you, baby? His heart was beating faster now. That sick, hollow feeling was spreading through his chest. The feeling you get when you know something is very, very wrong but your brain hasn't caught up yet. He shouldn't look. Looking at someone's messages without permission was wrong. It was a violation of privacy. It was the kind of thing that untrusting, controlling people did. But the notification was right there. But she was supposed to be at work. But someone had bought her a dress. But can't wait to see you, baby wasn't something you said to a friend. Ethan's hand moved before he consciously decided to move it. He stepped toward the counter, looked at the laptop. The screen was unlocked. The Messages app was open, but minimized, sitting in the dock at the bottom. Don't do this, part of his brain said. If you look and it's nothing, you'll have violated her trust for no reason. But if it's something, another part said, don't you need to know? He clicked on the Messages app. It expanded, filling the screen, and there, right there at the top of her recent messages, was the thread with T. Red Heart. Ethan's hands were shaking now, legitimately shaking. He set down his coffee mug because he was afraid he'd drop it. He clicked on the thread. Messages loaded, scrolling up, up. Months of messages, pages of them. The most recent one, sent 2 minutes ago, the one that had just come through, can't wait to see you, baby, wear that black dress I bought you. Madison's response, sent 40 seconds ago, on my way now. Can't wait to see you. Red Heart had to tell E I was going to work, lol. Ethan stared at that letter. E, that was him. He was E. Not Ethan, not my fiancé, not even his full name. Just E. He scrolled up. His hands were shaking so badly now that the cursor jumped around the screen. He had to grip the edge of the counter with his left hand to steady himself. The messages went back months. 13 months, according to the scroll bar. I love you so much, baby. Can't stop thinking about our trip. You make me so happy. Last night was incredible. Sent by Madison. Sent to this person. This T. Red Heart person. Ethan scrolled faster, not reading everything, just catching fragments, his brain trying to process what he was seeing. Photos. There were photos. Madison in that black dress, she looked incredible. He'd never seen that dress before, standing next to a man. Tall, attractive, expensive-looking haircut, wearing a suit that definitely wasn't from Men's Warehouse. They were at a restaurant. Some fancy place with dim lighting and wine glasses that probably cost $40 each. Another photo. Madison and this man, T. Red Heart, had to be kissing. Actually kissing. Her hand on his chest, his hand on her waist, proper romantic movie-style kissing. Ethan felt like he might throw up. He kept scrolling, compulsively now, couldn't stop. Had to see how deep this went. A message from August. When are you finally going to leave him? I'm tired of sharing you. Madison's response. I know, baby, I know. It's complicated. I can't just leave out of nowhere. It would devastate my family. They've already put down money for the wedding. I just need to time it right. You keep saying that. I mean it this time. After the wedding stuff is settled, I promise. You're the one I want to be with. The wedding stuff meaning their wedding. Meaning the wedding Ethan thought was actually happening. The wedding that was supposed to take place in April 2025. the Mint Museum, the flowers, the catering, the $8,500 deposit his family and Madison's family had scraped together. She was talking about it like it was an obstacle, a complication, something to settle. Ethan scrolled further back, found messages from June. He has no idea, does he? T. Redheart, not a clue. I'm so good at this, Madison. You're terrible. I love it. T. Redheart, I love you, Redheart. Madison. He has no idea. The words burned themselves into Ethan's brain. He has no idea. She'd written that. She'd laughed about it. Emoji and all. His watch buzzed. Heart rate notification. 142 BPM. His Apple Watch was telling him his heart rate was elevated, which was the understatement of the fucking century. There were more photos. Madison in an apartment Ethan had never seen before. Modern, expensive looking. Floor-to-ceiling windows. The kind of view you got in the luxury buildings downtown. She was lying on a couch, wearing one of those silk pajama sets from Anthropologie that cost $120. She was smiling at the camera. Her caption, lazy Sunday at home, Redheart. Except this wasn't their home. Their apartment didn't look anything like this. She had another home. The realization hit Ethan like a physical thing. Madison had another apartment. She was living somewhere else. Somewhere with this T. Redheart person. He found the confirmation 3 seconds later. A message from T. Redheart. From July, rent's paid for the month. $2,100 to your account. Madison, you're the best, baby. Redheart, I love our place so much. T. Redheart, our place. I like the sound of that. Our place. This person, this T. Redheart, was paying $2,100 a month for an apartment for Madison. While she was living with Ethan. While she was engaged to Ethan. While they were splitting their $1,450 rent, and she was constantly complaining about being tight on money. She wasn't tight on money. She had a whole other person paying her rent. Ethan's vision was tunneling. That's the only way to describe it. Everything except the laptop screen was getting darker, farther away. The edges of his vision were closing in. He was only aware of the words on the screen, the photos, the evidence of this massive, elaborate lie. He scrolled back to January. His stomach dropped even further, which shouldn't have been possible. The 14th of January, the day he proposed, the day at Fahrenheit, the day that was supposed to be one of the best days of his life. Messages between Madison and T. Redheart, sent during dinner. He's about to propose, LOL, Madison. Right now? T. Redheart, yeah, he's been acting weird all night. Had the ring in his pocket. I saw it when we got in the car, Madison. Are you going to say yes? T. Redheart, have to. His family would freak, and I'm not ready to burn that bridge yet. Plus wedding gifts, Madison. You're committed to this bit, T. Redheart. It's only 6 more months. Then I'm all yours, I promise, Redheart. Madison. I'll hold you to that, T. Redheart. Going to the bathroom now. Wish me luck, LOL, Madison. She'd been texting this person during their engagement dinner. While Ethan was sitting there, ring box burning a hole in his pocket, heart racing, rehearsing his speech in his head. While he was waiting for the right moment between courses. While he was signaling to the waiter that yes, now, bring the champagne now. She knew he was about to propose. She knew, and she was texting someone else about it. Making jokes about it. Talking about burning bridges and wedding gifts. Wedding gifts. She was planning to go through with the wedding for the gifts. String him along for 6 more months, now down to 4 months, and then what? Leave him? After the wedding? After they'd collected the gifts and the checks and the KitchenAid mixers and the cash in envelopes? Ethan had to sit down. His legs weren't working right. He pulled out one of the kitchen chairs and dropped into it, the laptop still open on the counter, still showing the messages. He kept scrolling, couldn't stop scrolling. Like picking at a scab, like watching a car crash. You can't look away. April messages, can I come over tonight? He is working late, network maintenance until midnight. May messages, got the earrings you sent me. They are gorgeous. Wearing them to work tomorrow. He thinks I bought them on sale. June messages, this weekend at the beach house was perfect. Can't wait for next time, Redheart. July messages, I love living with you, even if it's only 3 nights a week. Someday it'll be every night. August messages, the ring is nice but it's not as nice as the one you picked out, LOL. T. Redheart had picked out a ring too. They were planning their own future. Madison was living 2 complete lives. September messages, just last month, he wants to have an engagement party next weekend. So annoying. Just smiled and said that sounds great. The engagement party. Ethan remembered that. They'd had it at his brother Marcus's house. Marcus had grilled. Madison's mom Carol had brought her famous potato salad. Everyone had been so happy. Toasts, laughter. Madison's best friend Sophia had given a speech about how perfect they were together. Madison had smiled through the whole thing, hugged everyone, posed 4 photos, and apparently she'd thought it was annoying, just smiled and went through the motions. Ethan looked at the time on the laptop, 10:03 a.m. He'd been reading for 16 minutes. 16 minutes that felt like hours. 16 minutes of his entire life, his entire relationship, his entire future disintegrating. He heard a car door slam outside. She was back. Panic flooded his system. Madison was back. He had maybe 90 seconds before she walked through the door. His IT training kicked in. That's the only explanation for what happened next. Years of working in systems analysis, in documentation, in evidence preservation. His hand stopped shaking. His mind cleared. He had a job to do. He pulled out his iPhone 14 Pro, opened the camera, started photographing the screen. Click. The thread with T red heart. Click. The message about him being ye. Click. The 14th of January conversation about the proposal. Click. The rent payment. Click. The photos of Madison in the other apartment. Click. Messages about when you finally leave him. Click, click, click. He heard footsteps on the stairs outside. Faster. He opened AirDrop on his phone, found the laptop, selected the most damning photo, the one of Madison and T red heart kissing, and AirDropped it to himself. 2 seconds. Accepted. Saved to his camera roll. Keys jangling outside the door. Ethan closed the Messages app. Returned everything to exactly how it had been. The laptop sitting open on the counter, the screen still lit, some fashion blog pulled up that Madison must have been reading earlier. He grabbed his coffee mug, dumped the cold coffee in the sink. His hands were shaking again now. The adrenaline was crashing. Started a fresh pod in the Keurig. The door opened. "Hey babe." Madison's voice, bright and cheerful. That was quick, thank God. The issue wasn't as bad as we thought. Ethan turned around. Madison was standing in the doorway, holding a drink carrier with 2 coffees from Summit Coffee, the place he liked. She was smiling, still wearing the yoga pants and sweatshirt. But wait, no, the sweatshirt was different. It was navy now, not gray, and she was wearing makeup. Subtle, but definitely makeup. Mascara, lip gloss. Her hair was done. She'd changed. Somewhere between leaving and coming back, she'd changed clothes and put on makeup. For that emergency work meeting. All for T red heart. "I got you a latte," she said, walking over, setting the drink carrier on the counter right next to her laptop. "Your favorite, the caramel one." She kissed his cheek. Her lips were sticky from the lip gloss. "Thanks," Ethan managed to say. His voice sounded normal. He was amazed his voice sounded normal. Inside, he was screaming. Inside, he was falling apart. But outside, he sounded fine. How'd the meeting go? "Oh, you know. Crisis averted. Just had to walk them through the 2-factor authentication reset. The intern had used the same password for everything. Classic rookie mistake." She laughed, rolling her eyes. "But we got it sorted." She was lying. Smoothly, easily, effortless lying. And if Ethan hadn't seen the messages, if he hadn't photographed the evidence, he would have believed her completely. Because she was good. She was really, really good. "That's good," Ethan said. He picked up the latte she'd brought him. Took a sip. It was good. Perfect temperature. His favorite order. She knew his favorite order. She'd known it for 3 years. She'd also been lying to him for 14 months. "What are you up to today?" Madison asked, grabbing her laptop off the counter, closing it, tucking it under her arm. Casual, natural, like nothing had happened. Just errands. Grocery store, maybe the gym. Boring Saturday. She smiled. "I'm going to shower. Then maybe we can go look at that furniture store." For the house? The house. They were supposed to start looking at houses next spring, after the wedding. Saving for a down payment together. That was the plan. Except there was no plan. There was never a plan. It was all a lie. "Yeah," Ethan said. "That sounds good. Perfect." She kissed him again. Love you too," he said automatically. She walked toward the bedroom, laptop under her arm, humming something under her breath. Ethan stood in the kitchen, holding the latte she'd bought him, and realized he was about to do something he'd never done before in his entire life. He was going to lie. He was going to pretend. He was going to act like everything was normal while he figured out what the hell to do with the information that his fiancée, the woman he was supposed to marry in 6 months, was living a complete double life. His phone buzzed in his pocket. He pulled it out. The photo he'd airdropped was there in his camera roll. Madison and T red heart kissing. Evidence. Undeniable, irrefutable evidence. He looked toward the bedroom. The shower started running. Ethan sat down at the kitchen table and stared at his phone, and for the first time since he was maybe 12 years old, he cried. If you're enjoying this story of strategic revenge and standing up for yourself, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel now. We post intense true inspired stories like this every single day, each one more unbelievable than the last. Drop a comment telling me what you would have done in Ethan's situation. Would you confront immediately or play it strategic? And let me know where you're watching from. Ethan didn't go to the gym that day. He didn't go to the grocery store. He sat in his car in the parking lot of the apartment complex for 45 minutes, staring at his phone, going through the photos he'd taken of Madison's messages. The shower had ended. Madison had come out, gotten dressed, asked if he was ready to go to the furniture store. Actually, I'm not feeling great, he'd said. Headache. I think I'm going to just lie down for a bit. Oh no, do you want me to get you some Advil? I have some. I'll be fine. Okay, well, I'm going to run to Target then. Need anything? No, I'm good. She'd left, cheerful, humming, grabbed her purse, grabbed her keys, grabbed her laptop, always the laptop now, he noticed. She wasn't going to leave it unattended again. As soon as her car pulled out of the parking lot, Ethan had grabbed his keys and left too. He couldn't be in that apartment. He couldn't breathe in there, couldn't think. So now he sat in his Honda Civic in the parking lot of a random shopping center, the engine running for the AC, his phone in his lap. He opened his texts, found his brother Marcus, started typing, I need to talk to you about something. Are you free today? Deleted it. Started again, Madison is cheating on me. I found messages. Deleted it. What was he supposed to say? How did you even start this conversation? His phone rang. He nearly dropped it. It was his co-worker, Priya Desai, 29, senior IT security analyst, his mentor at work, the person who trained him when he first started at Track Logistics 4 years ago. He answered. Hey, I'm glad you picked up. Quick question about the firewall update we're doing Monday. She stopped. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Ethan. What? I've worked with you for 4 years. You're not fine. What's wrong? He didn't mean to tell her. He meant to lie, say he was tired, get off the phone. But instead, he heard himself say, I found messages on Madison's laptop. She's been seeing someone else. Silence on the other end. Then, where are you right now? Parking lot. Random shopping center off Providence Road. Painera? Yeah. I'm 10 minutes away. Stay there. I'm coming. Priya, you don't have to. Stay there. She hung up. 12 minutes later, Priya's silver Subaru Outback pulled into the parking space next to him. She got out, walked around to his passenger side, opened the door, slid in. She didn't say anything for a moment, just sat there, looking at him. Then, show me. Ethan unlocked his phone, handed it to her. Priya scrolled through the photos he'd taken. Her expression didn't change. Professional, clinical. She worked in IT security. She'd seen plenty of digital evidence before, just usually it involved corporate espionage or stolen data, not destroyed relationships. How long? She asked. The messages go back 13, 14 months. Since August of last year. You've been engaged for 8 months. We got engaged in January. Priya's jaw tightened. She kept scrolling. Who's T. Red Heart? I don't know. Tyler, maybe? Based on context. She mentions his name once or twice. Tyler is paying $2,100 a month for an apartment for her. She has a second apartment. Apparently. Jesus Christ. Priya handed the phone back. What are you going to do? I don't know. I can't think. I found it this morning. She came back and I had to act normal, and I did, and she has no idea that I know, and I don't know what to do. First thing Priya said is don't confront her yet. Why not? Because you need more evidence. These photos are good, but if she's smart, and it sounds like she's been smart enough to pull this off for over a year, she'll delete everything. She'll deny it. She'll say you doctored the screenshots. She'll flip it on you somehow. I'm not going to doctor screenshots. I know you're not, but she doesn't know that. People who lie this much are very, very good at continuing to lie when confronted. Trust me on this. Priya turned in her seat to face him directly. You need to approach this like an investigation. Document everything. Gather evidence. Verify sources. Build an airtight case before you confront her. A case? This isn't court. No, but it's your life. And she's been stealing it. You said the wedding is in 6 months. April. Have you put down deposits? Yeah. Venue, caterer, photographer. About $12,000 total between my family and hers. Then this is also financial. She's defrauding multiple people. You, this Tyler guy, her family, your family. If she's planning to go through with the wedding just for the gifts, which it sounds like she is based on those messages, then you need to stop it. But you need to stop it in a way that protects you legally and financially. Ethan rubbed his face with his hands. I feel insane. I feel like I'm planning some spy operation when I should just go home and confront her and end this. You could do that, Priya said. You could walk in right now, tell her you know, and break up with her. And maybe that would feel good in the moment. But then what? She takes half the furniture you bought together. She claims you're abusive, you're controlling, you invaded her privacy. She turns your mutual friends against you. She convinces her mom, who from what you've said is a sweet lady who loves you, that you're the bad guy. I don't care what people think. Yes, you do. Everyone does. And more importantly, you should care about doing this right. Not for revenge. I want revenge. Okay, fine. For revenge then. But smart revenge. The kind where she can't lie her way out. Where everyone knows the truth. Where you're protected. Priya pulled out her own phone. I'm going to text you some resources. Software you can use for documentation. Ways to verify digital evidence. And you need to talk to a lawyer. We're not married. I don't need a lawyer. Your brother's a lawyer, right? Family law? Yeah. Call him. Today. Tell him everything. Get his advice on how to protect yourself financially. Because if she's been hiding money, hiding assets, and you have a shared lease, you need to know your rights. Ethan stared at the dashboard. The air conditioning hummed. Outside, people walked by carrying shopping bags, living their normal Saturday lives, unaware that his entire existence had just imploded. I really loved her, he said quietly. I know. I thought we were building something real. I know. How did I miss this? 14 months. Over a year. How did I not see it? Priya was quiet for a moment. Then she said, because you're not a liar. People who don't lie have a really hard time spotting liars. We assume other people operate with the same values we do. That's not stupidity, Ethan. That's trust. That's being a decent person. It feels like stupidity. It's not. She reached over, squeezed his shoulder. But now you know. And now you get to decide how to handle it. You can be the guy who got lied to and fell apart. Or you can be the guy who got lied to and handled it so strategically, so perfectly, that she never saw it coming. Something shifted in Ethan's chest. Beneath the grief and the humiliation and the betrayal, something else was stirring. Anger. Cold, focused anger. Okay, he said. Okay, I want to do this right. Tell me what I need to do. Priya smiled. It wasn't a happy smile. It was the smile of someone who'd seen enough corporate backstabbing to know that documentation was everything. First, we make you a plan. By the time Ethan got home that evening, he had a strategy. He'd spent 3 hours with Priya at the painter, laptop out, taking notes. She'd walked him through digital forensics techniques she'd learned in her years doing IT security. How to create backups. How to document timestamps. How to verify authenticity of evidence so it couldn't be claimed as doctored or fake. Then he'd driven to Marcus's house. Marcus lived in a townhouse in Myers Park, the kind of place that said successful attorney without being ostentatious. Ethan had called ahead. I need to talk to you about something. It's urgent. Come over now. Marcus had answered the door in jeans and a Duke sweatshirt, concerned expression already in place. What's going on? Ethan had told him everything. Showed him the photos. Explained about the apartment, the 14 months, the messages about the proposal, all of it. Marcus had listened, his expression getting darker and darker. When Ethan finished, Marcus had stood up and said, I'm going to fucking kill her. You're a lawyer. You can't say that. I can say whatever I want in my own house. That lying, manipulative Marcus had paced the living room, hands clenched. Ethan, I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. I need advice, not sympathy. Marcus had stopped pacing, looked at his younger brother. What do you want to do? I want to expose her. I want everyone to know what she did. I want her to face actual consequences. Okay. Marcus had sat back down, attorney mode activating. Let's talk about how to do that without exposing yourself to legal liability. They'd spent 2 hours going through Ethan's options. Marcus made a list. Legal considerations. North Carolina is a one-party consent state for recording conversations. Ethan could record interactions without Madison's knowledge. No common law marriage in NC, they weren't married, so no divorce proceedings. Shared lease meant both had equal right to the apartment, couldn't just kick her out. Wedding deposits in Ethan's name could be cancelled by him legally. Engagement ring legally belonged to Madison once given in NC, conditional on marriage, but hard to enforce. No laws against what Madison was doing, immoral, not illegal, could potentially pursue civil suit for fraud if she'd taken money under false pretenses. Financial protection steps. Move money from shared accounts to individual accounts immediately. Cancel joint credit cards. Document all shared expenses and who paid what. Get copies of all vendor contracts for wedding. Calculate total financial exposure. Secure any shared assets, furniture, etc. by documenting ownership. Evidence gathering. Document everything going forward. Save all text messages between Ethan and Madison. Track her movements if legally possible. Find my iPhone if she'd consented to sharing location. Contact Tyler if possible to get his side. Reach out to Madison's ex-boyfriend who might have experienced similar pattern. The key, Marcus had said, is that you can't do anything illegal. No breaking into her phone. No stealing her mail. Nothing that crosses a line. But surveillance, documentation, recording your own conversations with her, all legal in NC. And confronting her publicly, not illegal, but be careful. You can tell people the truth. You can show people evidence. But you can't make false claims, and you can't do anything that could be considered stalking or harassment. The line is you can expose what she did, but you can't ruin her life in ways that aren't directly related to her actions. I don't want to ruin her life. I want people to know the truth. Good, that's the right mindset. Stick with that. Marcus had leaned forward. When are you planning to confront her? I don't know yet. I need more evidence first. Smart. Get everything you need. Build your case. Then pick the time and place strategically. Make it count. Now, at 6:47 p.m., Ethan walked into his apartment. Madison was on the couch, feet tucked under her, watching something on Netflix. She looked up and smiled. Hey, feeling better? Yeah, Ethan said. He set his keys on the counter. Headache's gone. Sorry I bailed on furniture shopping. It's fine. I just wandered around Target for a while. Got some stuff for the bathroom. She gestured to a Target bag on the floor. How was your day? Just drove around for a bit. Needed some air. Everything okay? Yeah, just felt cooped up I guess. She studied him for a moment, then smiled. Come sit with me. We're watching that true crime documentary everyone's talking about. The irony wasn't lost on Ethan. He sat down on the couch next to her. She immediately curled into his side, head on his shoulder, just like always. I love you, she said. I love you too, he replied. The words tasted like ash in his mouth, but his voice was steady, normal, because that was the game now. He would be normal. He would be the perfect fiancé. He would document and investigate and plan, and when the time was right, he would burn her entire double life to the ground. Day 2, Sunday, the 6th of October. Ethan woke up early, careful not to disturb Madison. He grabbed his laptop and went to the living room. First step, organize what he knew. He created a new folder on his laptop, encrypted it, named it Network Security Project, innocuous enough that if Madison somehow saw it, she wouldn't think twice. Inside, he created a document, timeline of deception. He started filling it in based on the messages he'd photographed. August 2023, first messages between Madison and Tyler appear. September 2023, references to our place begin. October 2023, first mention of rent payments, $2,100/month. The 14th of January 2024, Ethan proposes. Madison texts Tyler during proposal. January present, ongoing double life, multiple references to when you finally leave him. He documented every lie he could remember. Girls' nights, how many? At least twice a month. 4 past 14 months equals 28 nights. Work events, at least once a month equals 14 events. Visiting my sister, 6 weekend trips. That was 48 plus occasions where she'd lied about her whereabouts. His phone buzzed. Text from Priya. Did you download that backup software? Not yet. Do it now. You're on her iCloud family plan, right? Ethan thought about it. Yes, they'd set up family sharing about a year ago to share an Apple Music subscription and extra iCloud storage. Yes, perfect. That means you can legally access certain data. Look up iCloud backup monitoring. You can see her device backups if you have her Apple ID credentials. I don't have her password. Check your password manager. You use 1Password, right? Company requirement. Ethan opened 1Password. Found the shared folder he and Madison had created for joint accounts. Netflix, Hulu, their apartment's tenant portal, and there it was, Madison's Apple ID. She'd given him her Apple ID password last year when she upgraded her phone and needed help transferring data. He'd saved it in the shared folder in case she ever needed it again. He hesitated. This felt like a line, accessing her account without her knowing. But then he remembered, he has no idea I'm so good at this. He logged into iCloud on his laptop. Her backup was right there. Last backup, Saturday, the 5th of October, 11:32 p.m. She'd backed up her phone right before bed last night. He could see her photos, her messages, everything. Ethan spent the next 2 hours systematically going through recent backups, documenting everything. He found the secret Instagram account. Username at Madison. Her regular account was at Madison Brooks. This account only followed 47 people. No photos of Ethan. Lots of photos of Tyler. Photos in the luxury apartment. Photos at expensive restaurants. Her bio, living my best life sparkles. Text messages with Tyler. Hundreds more than what he'd seen on the laptop. References to beach house weekend. They'd gone to a beach house together. When? Ethan checked his calendar. Late July. Madison had said she was going to a bachelorette party in Charleston for a college friend. That necklace is perfect, $1,200 necklace from Tiffany. Ethan had never seen her wear it. Can't wait to move in permanently. Discussion about Madison moving into Tyler's primary residence. Just 4 more months. Madison telling Tyler she'd be done with Ethan by February, before the April wedding. Photos. Dozens of photos Madison had taken but never posted publicly. Her in the luxury apartment. Her wearing clothes Ethan had never seen. Her with Tyler at places around Charlotte, restaurants Ethan had always wanted to try but they'd never been able to afford. She could afford them. With Tyler. Calendar. Madison's calendar showed the real truth. Events labeled work event that were actually dinner with T on her private calendar. Girls' night events that were actually stay at TS. And most damning, she'd created a separate calendar called E-Schedule where she'd been tracking Ethan's work schedule, his late nights, his on-call rotations, his weekend plans. She'd been using his own schedule against him to know when she could safely be with Tyler. Ethan sat back, staring at his laptop screen. The depth of the planning was staggering. This wasn't a casual affair. This wasn't someone who made a mistake or fell into something they couldn't control. This was methodical, calculated. She'd created systems to maintain the deception. His phone buzzed again. Text from Marcus. Any luck finding out who Tyler is? Ethan went back to the messages. Found Tyler's full name in one conversation where Madison had reminded him about a meeting. Don't forget you have that Morrison Commercial Properties thing at 2. Morrison Commercial Properties. Ethan Googled it. Tyler Morrison, 34, principal at Morrison Commercial Properties. Professional headshot on the company website. The same guy from the photos. LinkedIn profile showed he'd been divorced 2 years ago. Duke MBA. Looked exactly like what he was, a successful real estate developer who could afford to pay $2,100 a month for his girlfriend's second apartment without blinking. Ethan texted Marcus back. Tyler Morrison, real estate developer. Looked him up. Divorced, 34, makes probably $180K, $200K based on his company and position. So Madison was trading up, or thought she was. Yeah. Does he know she's engaged to you? Ethan went back through the messages. Found the answer. Madison to Tyler, he is just my roommate. We dated briefly a while ago but now we're just friends sharing a place until I can afford my own apartment. That's why I'm so grateful you're helping with rent. Red heart. No, Ethan texted back. She told him I'm just a roommate, a friend she used to date. So he's a victim too. Ethan hadn't thought of it that way. But yeah, Tyler thought he was dating a single woman who was maybe financially struggling. He didn't know she was engaged. Didn't know she was planning a wedding. Didn't know he was the other man. I guess so. You should contact him eventually. He deserves to know. Ethan wasn't sure about that. Part of him wanted Tyler to suffer too, wanted him to lose something in this mess. But the rational part of his brain knew Marcus was right. Tyler was being lied to just as much as Ethan was. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel if you haven't already, because what Ethan discovers next will absolutely blow your mind. The double life goes even deeper than he thought. Drop a comment below telling me, do you think Tyler deserves to know the truth? Should Ethan warn him or just focus on himself? Let me know your thoughts. Day 4, Tuesday, the 8th of October. Work was surreal. Ethan sat in his cubicle at Track Logistics, running system diagnostics, attending meetings, answering emails, playing the role of normal Ethan who doesn't know his entire life is a lie. At lunch, Priya found him in the break room. How's the documentation going? Good. I've got everything organized. Backups of backups. Timeline documented. I found out who Tyler is. And? Real estate developer. Makes good money. Has no idea Madison's engaged to me. She told him I'm just a roommate. Priya shook her head. Unbelievable. She's lying to everyone. Yeah. Have you found anything about a pattern? You mentioned her ex-boyfriend? Ethan had been thinking about that. Madison's ex from college, a guy named Derek something. They dated for 2 years before Madison and Ethan got together. Ethan didn't know Derek well, had met him once at a mutual friend's party, brief awkward interaction, nothing memorable. But now he was wondering. I haven't contacted him yet. I found him on LinkedIn though. Derek Chen. Works in Raleigh now. Do it. See if she pulled this same thing with him. If she has a pattern, that's important context. That evening, after Madison had gone to bed claiming exhaustion from a long day at work, Ethan sat in his car in the parking lot and sent a LinkedIn message to Derek Chen. Hey Derek, this is Ethan Carter. We met briefly a few years ago. I know this is out of the blue, but I need to ask you something about Madison Brooks. It's important. If you're willing to talk, could you give me a call? His number. He sent it at 10:47 p.m. Didn't expect a response anytime soon. His phone rang at 10:52 p.m. Derek? Yeah. The voice on the other end sounded cautious. I got your message. What's going on? This is going to sound weird, but I'm engaged to Madison. Or I was. It's complicated, and I've discovered some things about her that made me wonder if maybe you experienced something similar when you were dating her. Silence on the other end. Then, she's cheating on you. It wasn't a question. How did you? Because she cheated on me. For the last 8 months of our relationship, I didn't find out until after we broke up. One of her friends felt guilty and told me. Derek's voice was bitter. Guy was older, had money. Madison had this whole other life I didn't know about. By the time I found out, we were already broken up, so I just let it go. Figured it wasn't worth the drama. Ethan's grip tightened on his phone. She told me you two just grew apart. Yeah, that's what she told everyone. The truth is she was already dating this other guy, Richard, I think his name was, and was waiting for the right time to break up with me. Wanted to make sure it was solid with him first. Used me as a backup plan. Jesus. Look, Ethan, I don't know what you're dealing with right now, but if Madison is doing to you what she did to me, my advice is, don't give her a chance to spin the story. She's really, really good at playing the victim. After we broke up, she told people I was controlling, that I didn't trust her, that I was constantly accusing her of things. Made me look like the bad guy even though she was the one who'd been lying for months. Did you have proof that she cheated? Just the friend's testimony and some circumstantial stuff. I wish I'd had more. Would have saved me a lot of shit from our mutual friend who thought I was the asshole. I have proof, Ethan said. A lot of it. Good. Use it. Don't let her control the narrative. Derek paused. And I'm sorry, man. I know what this feels like. It's not just the cheating. It's the whole double life thing. Makes you question everything. Makes you feel like you never really knew them. Yeah, Ethan said quietly. That's exactly what it feels like. They talked for another 15 minutes. Derek confirmed details. Madison had been working late frequently toward the end of their relationship. She'd had a lot of girls' trips. She'd been secretive with her phone. All the same patterns. When Ethan hung up, he sat in his car for a long time, engine off, darkness settling around him. This was who Madison was. This was what she did. She found stable guys, kept them as safety nets, while pursuing richer men. And when the richer option was secure enough, she'd leave. She'd done it to Derek. She was trying to do it to Ethan. Except this time, she wasn't going to get away with it. Day 7, Friday, the 11th of October. A week had passed since the discovery. 7 days of pretending. 7 days of smiling and kissing her goodbye and asking about her day while documenting every lie. Ethan had filled a 47-page document with evidence, screenshots, photos, timeline, Derek's testimony. Derek had agreed to provide a written statement if needed, financial records showing the discrepancies in Madison's spending versus her stated income. He had everything he needed. Now it was time for phase 2. That evening, Madison came home excited. Guess what? Tyler texted me, my friend Tiffany texted me. We're thinking about doing a girls' weekend next month. Maybe Charleston again? The lies were so casual now, so automatic. Ethan could see them clearly, these little verbal stumbles she'd paper over with more lies. Tiffany was Tyler. She'd almost said his name. That sounds fun, Ethan said. You should go. You don't mind? Why would I mind? You need time with your friends. She beamed, kissed him. You're the best. Later that night, after Madison was asleep, Ethan created a burner email account. Generic name, untraceable back to him. He crafted an email to Tyler Morrison. Subject, about Madison Brooks. Tyler, you don't know me, but I have information you need to see about Madison Brooks. Madison has been lying to you. She's not single. She's engaged. The roommate she's mentioned, if she's mentioned him at all, is her fiancé. They've been engaged since January 2024 and are planning a wedding for April 2025. I'm attaching proof. Their engagement announcement from social media. Wedding website with details. Photos of them together from the past 3 years. Screenshots showing her real relationship status. I don't know what she's told you, but you deserve to know the truth. She's been maintaining 2 complete relationships simultaneously. You don't have to believe me, but look at the evidence yourself. A concerned party. Ethan attached 5 files. Screenshot of Madison's public Instagram post announcing engagement. Link to their wedding website, fairnot.com/Ethan and Madison 2025. Photo of them at Christmas with his family, clearly as a couple. Screenshot of Madison's Facebook relationship status, engaged to Ethan Carter. Photo of her wearing the engagement ring with caption from her mom, so excited for the wedding. He stared at the email for 10 minutes before hitting send. This was it. The first domino. He sent it at 11:43 p.m. Day 8, Saturday, the 12th of October. Madison's phone started ringing at 9:17 a.m. She was in the shower. Ethan was in the kitchen, making coffee, the same routine from a week ago, but now he knew what to look for. The phone was on the counter, screen lighting up with each ring. Caller ID, T red heart. It rang 4 times, went to voicemail, immediately started ringing again. Madison came out of the bathroom, hair wrapped in a towel. Who's calling? Your phone's been ringing. Didn't see who. She grabbed it, saw the caller ID. Her expression changed, brief flash of panic, quickly masked. I need to take this. She walked into the bedroom, closed the door. Ethan couldn't hear the full conversation, but he could hear the tone. Madison's voice going from defensive to pleading to angry. That's not, Tyler, listen to me, I can explain. No, is not, well, technically yes, but it's not what you. Silence. She was listening. I was going to tell you. I was waiting for the right time. It's complicated. More silence. Tyler, please. Then nothing. 2 minutes later, Madison emerged from the bedroom. Her face was blotchy. She'd been crying. Everything okay? Ethan asked, masterful performance of concern. Just, work drama. Client having a meltdown about their campaign. Her voice was shaky. The lie was weak. She wasn't even trying that hard. On a Saturday? Advertising never sleeps. She attempted a smile. I need to go into the office actually. Fix this before it gets worse. Want me to come with? No, it's fine. I'll handle it. She got dressed quickly, left without her coffee, without kissing him goodbye, without the usual routine. She was panicking. Ethan watched her car peel out of the parking lot. He pulled out his phone. Texted Priya, phase 2 initiated. Tyler knows. And? She's scrambling. Just left in a panic. Presumably to go talk to him. Good. Let them fight it out. More evidence of her lies. What's your next move? Wait and watch. See how she tries to fix this. Day 9, Sunday, the 13th of October. Madison came home late Saturday night, 1:30 a.m. Said she'd gone to her friend Sophia's house to decompress about work stress. Sunday morning, she was quiet, distracted, kept checking her phone. Hey, Ethan said over breakfast. You've seemed stressed lately. Is everything okay? Yeah, just work stuff. Big project deadline coming up. Anything I can help with? No, I've got it. Thanks though. She forced a smile. Actually, I've been thinking. What would you think about postponing the wedding? Just a few months. Nothing major. Ethan's hand tightened on his coffee mug. Postpone? Why? Just, work is insane right now, and planning the wedding on top of it is stressful. If we moved it to summer, maybe July or August, it would be less pressure. She was buying time. Tyler had confronted her. Their relationship was rocky. She needed time to salvage it, figure out her next move. I don't know, Ethan said slowly. We've already put deposits down. Your mom has been planning 4 months. Moving it seems like it would create more stress, not less. I know, but is this really about work, or is something else going on? Her eyes widened, just slightly. What do you mean? You've just seemed off, distant. I want to make sure we're okay. We're fine. We're totally fine. I'm just tired. She reached across the table, grabbed his hand. I love you. You know that, right? I know, Ethan said. He didn't know. He didn't know anything anymore except that the woman across from him was a stranger wearing his fiancée's face. Day 11, Tuesday, the 15th of October. Ethan contacted the wedding venue. Hi, this is Ethan Carter. I have a booking for the 19th of April 2025. Yes, Mr. Carter. The Mint Museum, 6 p.m. ceremony. What can I help you with? I need to cancel. Pause. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. May I ask why? Personal reasons. What's the cancellation policy? Well, according to your contract, if you cancel more than 6 months out, you get 50% of your deposit back. That would be $4,250. And the other $4,250? That's non-refundable, I'm afraid. Covers our administrative costs and the held date. Okay, cancel it. I'll take the $4,250 refund. Are you sure? I know wedding planning can be stressful, but maybe. I'm sure. He cancelled the caterer next, got back $1,800 of the $3,000 deposit. The photographer was more flexible. She was a friend of a friend, said she understood things happen and refunded the full $1,200 deposit. Total saved $7,250. He moved it immediately into a new checking account he'd opened at a different bank, an account Madison didn't know about and couldn't access. He called Marcus, cancelled the vendors. She doesn't know, no idea. When are you planning the confrontation? Soon. I'm almost ready. Need me there? Yes, I'll let you know when. Day 13, Thursday, the 17th of October. Madison asked again about postponing the wedding. Babe, I've been thinking more about it. I really think we should move the date. I don't want to postpone, Ethan said. Unless you have a specific reason why we need to. I told you, work is. Madison. He looked at her directly. If there's something going on, you can tell me. If you're having doubts, if you need space, we can talk about it. For a second, she looked like she might confess. Her expression cracked. Guilt flickered across her face. Then it was gone. Mask back up. No doubts. I want to marry you. I just think we're rushing. Rushing? We've been engaged for 9 months. I know, but, are you seeing someone else? The question hung in the air. Ethan hadn't planned to ask it. Not yet, but it came out. Madison's face flushed. What? No. Why would you ask that? Just a feeling. You've been distant. Secretive with your phone. Gone a lot. I'm not secretive. And I'm gone because of work. God, Ethan, do you not trust me? There it was. Flipping it. Making him the bad guy for asking a reasonable question. I trust you, he said. I'm just checking in. Well, don't. It's insulting. I've never given you a reason not to trust me. She stormed off to the bedroom. Ethan sat on the couch, listening to her slam drawers, and thought, never given me a reason. 14 months. Hundreds of lies. Never given me a reason. He pulled out his phone. Texted Priya, she just Davo'd me. Davo? Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Classic manipulation. I asked if she was seeing someone else. She denied, got mad at me for asking, and made herself the victim of my lack of trust. Textbook narcissist behavior. I'm ready to end this. Planning the confrontation for next weekend. You've got everything you need? Everything. Then burn it down. Day 15, Saturday, the 19th of October. Ethan spent the day finalizing his plan. He created the presentation, a PowerPoint file, actually, titled, The Truth About Madison Brooks. Slide 1, title slide with that title. Slide 2, timeline of their relationship, 3 years dating, 9 months engaged, wedding planned for April 2025. Slide 3, but there's another timeline. Slide 4, timeline of Madison and Tyler, 14 months, August 2023, present. Slides 5 to 15, evidence. Screenshots of messages. Photos of Madison with Tyler. Calendar showing tracked schedules. Financial records showing Tyler paying rent. The works. Slide 16, who knew? Ethan just found out 2 weeks ago. Tyler just found out last week, didn't know she was engaged. Madison's family, no idea. Ethan's family, no idea. Friends, no idea. Slide 17, the question is, what do we do now? Slide 18, we tell the truth. It was devastating. It was thorough. It was irrefutable. He saved it, backed it up, sent a copy to Marcus and to Priya. Then he started making calls. First call, Carol Brooks, Madison's mom. Carol, hi, it's Ethan. Ethan, how are you, sweetheart? I'm okay. Listen, I know this is going to sound strange, but I need to ask you a favor. Can you come over to our apartment next Saturday evening, around 7:30? Next Saturday? Well, I suppose so. What's this about? I'm planning a surprise for Madison. Wedding related. I can't say more without spoiling it, but I'd really love for you to be there. Oh, how sweet. Of course I'll be there. Should I bring anything? Just yourself. Thank you, Carol. He hated lying to her. Carol was a good person, a school teacher who'd saved $8,000 to contribute to a wedding that wasn't going to happen. She'd always treated Ethan like a son, but she needed to know. She deserved to know before she spent another dime. Second call, Jason Kim, mutual friend. Jason, hey, it's Ethan. Ethan, what's up, man? I need you to come to my apartment next Saturday around 7:30. It's important. Okay. What for? I need to talk to you about something. About Madison. It's serious. Jason's tone changed. Is everything okay? No, but I can't explain over the phone. Can you be there? Yeah, of course. Whatever you need. Third call, anonymous message to Tyler Morrison. Ethan created another burner email. Tyler, you deserve to know the full truth. Come to 36 Harville Street next Saturday, the 26th of October at 7:30 p.m. You'll get answers. The same concerned party. He sent it. Fourth call, Marcus. I'm doing it next Saturday, the 26th of October, 7:30 p.m. Who's going to be there? Madison, obviously. Her mom. Tyler. Jason. You. That's it. Small enough to control, big enough to ensure the truth gets out. Exactly. Can you be there? Wouldn't miss it. Want me to bring anything? Just your presence, and maybe your legal knowledge in case things get complicated. Done. Day 16, Sunday, the 20th of October. Madison was at her girls' brunch with Sophia and Jess. Except Ethan had checked, Sophia was actually visiting her parents in Asheville this weekend. Instagram stories from her confirmed it. So Madison was with Tyler, trying to salvage their relationship, spinning more lies. While she was gone, Ethan moved more of his belongings out. Nothing obvious, she wouldn't notice a few fewer t-shirts, some books gone from the shelf. But slowly, strategically, he was removing anything he cared about from the apartment. He drove it to Marcus's house, packed it in Marcus's garage. Moving out already? Marcus asked. Just the important stuff. Photos, my laptop, some clothes. If this goes badly next weekend, if she tries to destroy my stuff or lock me out, I want the things that matter already safe. Marcus helped him unload. You're thinking like a strategist. I'm proud of you for not just burning everything down in the moment. I wanted to, Ethan admitted. That first day, I wanted to scream at her. Tell her I knew. Watch her face when she realized she was caught. But that would have felt good for 5 minutes. This, he gestured to the boxes they were stacking. This is going to feel good for a lot longer. Day 20, Thursday, the 24th of October. 2 days before the confrontation. Madison was getting nervous. Ethan could tell. She kept asking what he wanted for dinner, what he wanted to do this weekend, being extra affectionate. That night, she initiated sex for the first time in weeks. Afterward, lying in the dark, she said, I really do love you, you know. I know, Ethan said. Do you love me? Yes. It wasn't entirely a lie. He did love her, or he loved the version of her he'd thought existed. He was grieving that person like a death, even though she'd never been real. Promise me we're going to be okay, she whispered. We're going to be fine, he said. That was a lie. Day 21, Friday, the 25th of October. Ethan took a personal day from work. Told his boss he needed to handle a family emergency, not technically untrue. He spent the day preparing the apartment, cleaned it thoroughly, set up his laptop connected to the TV via HDMI cable, tested the presentation, made sure everything worked. He ordered dinner from a nice Italian restaurant. They deliver it tomorrow evening. Enough food for 7 people. Chicken parmesan, pasta, salad, breadsticks, the whole spread. He wanted this to feel civilized, not like an ambush. Though, to be fair, it was absolutely an ambush. He texted each person confirming they were coming. To Carol, still good for tomorrow at 7:30? So excited for you to see the surprise. Carol, wouldn't miss it. Should I dress up? Just casual is fine. To Jason, tomorrow at 7:30, right? Jason, I'll be there. You're worrying me though, man. What's this about? You'll understand tomorrow. Trust me. To Marcus, all set? Marcus, I'll be there by 7:35. Giving you a few minutes to get everyone settled first. To Tyler, via the burner email tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Address, the truth about Madison Brooks. He didn't expect a response, didn't get one. but he'd check the Ring doorbell camera tomorrow to see if Tyler showed up. Madison came home at 6:30, exhausted from work. Real work this time. Ethan had actually called her office earlier pretending to be a delivery guy to confirm she was there. "How was your day?" he asked. "Long. Client calls, creative reviews, the usual chaos." She dropped onto the couch. "What do you want to do for dinner tomorrow?" "I was thinking we could try that new ramen place." "Actually, I was thinking we'd eat at home. I'll order something nice." "Okay, sure." She yawned. "I'm going to shower and go to bed early." "I'm wiped. Sleep well." She kissed him. "Love you." "Love you too." 24 hours. In 24 hours, everything would be out in the open. No more lies. No more pretending. No more double life. Ethan sat on the couch after Madison went to bed, staring at the blank TV screen, and felt the strangest sense of calm wash over him. He'd done everything right. Documented everything. Built an airtight case. Protected himself legally and financially. Tomorrow, Madison Brooks's carefully constructed house of lies would collapse, and Ethan would be the one holding the sledgehammer. Saturday, the 26th of October 2024, 5 p.m. Madison was getting ready for what she thought was a quiet Saturday night at home. "Want to watch a movie tonight?" she called from the bedroom. "Maybe," Ethan called back. "I actually invited a few people over." She appeared in the doorway. "What? Who?" "Just some people. Small thing. I ordered Italian food." "Ethan, I'm exhausted. I don't want to have people over. It won't be long. Promise." She looked annoyed but didn't push it. Probably figured it was a couple of his friends from work. Nothing major. 6:45 p.m. The food arrived. Ethan set it up on the dining table, still in the containers. Plates and utensils out. 7 place settings. Madison came out of the bedroom. 7 people. "Who did you invite?" "You'll see." "This is weird, Ethan. You're being weird. Just trust me." She didn't trust him. He could see it in her eyes. She was getting nervous, trying to figure out what was happening. 7:15 p.m. Ethan's phone buzzed. Text from Carol, "Just parked. Be right up." "Madison, can you get the door? I'm finishing up in here." The doorbell rang. Madison opened it. "Mom?" Her voice was confused. "What are you doing here?" "Ethan invited me. He said he had a surprise for you." Carol came in, carrying a bottle of wine. "Something about the wedding?" What?" Carol looked between them. "Is this not a good time?" "No, it's fine," Ethan said, coming into the living room. "Thanks for coming, Carol." Madison pulled him aside while Carol was taking off her coat. "What is this?" she hissed. "Why is my mom here? She should be here for this." "For what?" Doorbell rang again. "Can you get that?" Ethan said. Madison opened the door. Jason stood there, looking uncertain. "Jason?" Madison's voice was getting higher. "What?" "Ethan asked me to come," Jason said. "Is this a party or?" "Come in," Ethan said. "Thanks for being here." Madison pulled Ethan into the kitchen. "What the fuck is going on?" "We're having a conversation, that's all." "A conversation about what?" "You'll see." "Ethan, I swear to God." Doorbell. Madison's face was flushed now. Angry. Scared. She didn't move. Ethan walked past her and opened the door. Tyler Morrison stood there, tall, well-dressed in dark jeans and a button-down shirt, confused expression. "I got an email telling me to come to this address, that I'd get answers about." He stopped. He was looking past Ethan into the apartment, at Madison. Madison had gone pale, completely pale. "What is he doing here?" she whispered. Tyler's eyes widened. "Madison? This is, you said you lived." He looked at Ethan. "Who are you?" "Ethan Carter, Madison's fiancé." He extended his hand. "Nice to meet you." Tyler didn't shake it. He just stared. Madison looked like she might bolt. Her eyes darted to the door, to Tyler, to Ethan, back to the door. "Why don't you come in, Tyler?" Ethan said calmly. "We have a lot to talk about." 7:32 p.m. Marcus arrived to find everyone in the living room in a tableau of tension. Carol on the couch, confused and worried. Jason standing by the dining table, looking like he wanted to leave. Tyler by the door, arms crossed, jaw tight. Madison standing in the middle of the room, cornered. Ethan calm, collected, standing by the TV. "Marcus?" Madison's voice cracked. "Why are you here?" "Ask me to come," Marcus said. He positioned himself by the door, subtle, but effectively blocking the exit. Madison turned to Ethan. "What is this? What are you doing?" "Having a conversation," Ethan said. "Everyone, please sit down. I know this is unusual, but I promise it'll make sense." "I'm not sitting down until someone explains what the hell is happening," Tyler said. "Fair enough. Ethan picked up the TV remote. I have a presentation to show you all. It'll explain everything. A presentation? Madison laughed, but it was a panicked sound. Ethan, this is insane. Whatever you think is happening. Madison. Ethan's voice was firm. Sit down, please. Something in his tone made her comply. She sat on the couch next to her mother, who immediately put a hand on her arm. Ethan turned on the TV. The title slide appeared. The Truth About Madison Brooks. Carol gasped. Ethan, what is this? Mom, I can explain, Madison started. No, Ethan said. I'm going to explain, and everyone here is going to listen, and then you can all decide what to do with this information. He clicked to the next slide. Timeline of relationship #1. Dating, November 2021, present, 3 years. Engaged, the 14th of January 2024. Wedding planned, the 19th of April 2025. Living together, since August 2023. This is the relationship everyone knows about, Ethan said. Me and Madison. 3 years together. Engaged. Planning our wedding. He clicked, but there's another timeline. Madison stood up. Ethan, stop. Stop this right now. Sit down, Madison. No, you have no right. I have every right. His voice didn't rise, didn't waver. You've been lying to everyone in this room, and they deserve to know the truth. Sit down. Carol pulled Madison back down. Let him speak. Next slide. Timeline of relationship #2. Dating, August 2023, present, 14 months. Madison given apartment, September 2023. Rent paid by Tyler, $2,100/month, $29,400 total. Gifts purchased, $8,500+. Tyler told, Ethan is just a roommate I used to date. Tyler's face went dark red. You told me he was your roommate. Madison didn't respond. Ethan clicked through the next slides. Screenshots of messages. The ones about the proposal. The ones about he has no idea. The ones about just 6 more months. Photos of Madison and Tyler together. Madison in a luxury apartment. The calendar showing Madison tracking Ethan's schedule. Carol was crying. Silent tears running down her face. Jason had sat down, looking stunned. Tyler was pacing, muttering Jesus Christ under his breath. Marcus stood by the door, arms crossed, watching Madison like a hawk. Before we get to Madison's reaction, smash that like button if you think people who live double lives deserve to be exposed. And drop a comment telling me, should Ethan have just ghosted Madison or is the public confrontation justified? I want to hear your take on this. More slides. The text messages with Derek. Confirmation that Madison had done this before. Financial breakdown. Money involved in Madison's double life. Tyler's rent payments, $29,400. Tyler's gifts, $8,500. Wedding deposits, Ethan and Carol $23,000. Total financial exposure, $60,900. Carol made a sound. I gave you $8,000 for this wedding. Madison was crying now. Mom, I can explain. Explain what? Carol's voice was sharp. That you've been lying to everyone? That you've been using people? It's not like that. Then what is it like? Tyler spoke up, his voice hard. Because from where I'm standing, you've been using me to bankroll your lifestyle while keeping your fiancé as a backup plan. Is that about right? No, Tyler, I love you. Don't. Tyler's jaw clenched. Don't say that to me right now. Ethan clicked to the final slides. Who knew? Ethan found out the 5th of October. Tyler found out the 12th of October. Everyone else finding out now. The question is, what do we do now? Ethan turned off the presentation. The room fell silent except for Madison's crying. So, Ethan said, now everyone knows. Madison has been maintaining 2 complete relationships for the past 14 months. She told me Tyler didn't exist. She told Tyler I was just a roommate. She's been using both of us, Tyler for money and lifestyle, me for stability and the wedding she was planning to use for gifts and cash. That's not. Madison tried. Don't. Ethan's voice was ice. Don't lie anymore. Everyone here has seen the evidence. The screenshots have timestamps. The photos have metadata. The financial records are real. You don't get to talk your way out of this. Madison turned to her mother. Mom, please. Carol stood up. I need to know something. Were you planning to go through with the wedding? Silence. Madison, answer me. Were you planning to marry Ethan? I don't know. I was confused. I didn't know what I wanted. You knew exactly what you wanted, Ethan said quietly. You wanted Tyler's money and my stability and everyone's wedding gifts. You wanted it all, and you almost got it. Tyler spoke up. How long were you planning to keep this going? I was going to tell you. When? After the wedding? After you collected all the gifts? Tyler shook his head. I've been paying for your apartment for over a year. 14 months. Do you know what that money meant to me? It wasn't about the amount. It was about taking care of someone I thought I loved. Someone who I thought was honest with me. I do love you. Stop saying that. Tyler's voice finally rose. You don't love me. You don't love Ethan. You love what we can give you. That's not love. That's using people. Jason spoke for the first time. Madison, I need to ask you something. You told me last month that Ethan was becoming controlling, that he was checking your phone, not trusting you. Was any of that true? Madison didn't answer. It wasn't true, Ethan said. I never checked her phone until I saw the messages by accident. I trusted her completely. She was telling you that to set up a narrative to make herself the victim when this eventually came out. Jason looked sick. I believed you. I was ready to tell you to leave him if you felt unsafe. I never said I felt unsafe, but you implied it. You manipulated me just like you manipulated everyone else. Jason stood up. I'm done. I can't. I need to leave. He walked out. Carol was still standing, staring at her daughter. I don't know who you are. I thought I knew you. I raised you better than this. Mom, I gave you $8,000. Money I'd been saving for 2 years. I picked up extra tutoring jobs to save that money. For a wedding that you were planning to use as a con. It wasn't a con. What would you call it? Carol's voice broke. You were going to marry a man you've been cheating on while living with another man you've been lying to. What is that if not a con? Madison had no answer. Carol turned to Ethan. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I had no idea she was capable of this. I know you didn't, Ethan said gently. That's why I wanted you here. So you'd know before you spent any more money, before you invested any more emotionally. Carol nodded. She picked up her purse, looked at Madison one more time. I expect you to pay back every penny of that $8,000. I don't care how long it takes. You'll pay it back. Mom, please. I'm going home. Don't call me tonight. I need time to process this. Carol walked to the door, paused next to Marcus. Thank you for being here for your brother. Marcus nodded. Drive safe, Mrs. Brooks. Carol left. Now it was just Tyler, Madison, Marcus, and Ethan. Tyler spoke next. I want my money back. The rent, the gifts, all of it. I'll send you a breakdown. If I don't get it back, I'll pursue it legally. Tyler, I don't care. Figure it out. You lied to me for over a year. Made me complicit in an affair I didn't know I was having. Do you know how that feels? I thought you were single. I thought we had something real. He laughed bitterly. The apartment lease is in my name. You have until the end of next month to clear out your things. After that, I'm changing the locks. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem anymore. Tyler walked to the door, stopped, looked at Ethan. I'm sorry, man. I genuinely didn't know. If I'd known she was engaged, actually engaged, planning a wedding, I never would have. I know, Ethan said. I believe you. For what it's worth, the way you handled this was impressive. Showing everyone at once. Making sure she couldn't spin different stories to different people. Smart. Thanks. Tyler left. Madison, Marcus, and Ethan were alone. Madison turned to Ethan, mascara running down her face. What now? Now, Ethan said, you move out. You have 48 hours to get your things out of this apartment. This is my home. It was our home. The lease is in my name. I spoke to the landlord last week. You're not on the lease. Legally, you're a guest. I can ask you to leave. You can't just kick me out. Marcus stepped forward. Actually, he can. I checked the laws. Since you're not on the lease and this isn't a domestic violence situation, he can give you reasonable notice to leave. 48 hours is reasonable. Madison looked between them. You planned this. You planned all of this. Yes, Ethan said simply. For the past 3 weeks, I've been documenting, planning, and preparing. Just like you planned your double life for 14 months. I have nowhere to go. That's not true. You have friends. Your father lives 2 states away. You can figure it out. I'm transferring 1 month's rent, $725, your half, to your account. That should give you enough to get a new place or a hotel while you sort things out. This is cruel. No. Ethan's voice was firm. Cruel would have been letting you continue this. Letting you go through with the wedding. Letting you string along both me and Tyler while taking everyone's money. This is justice. I made mistakes. You made choices. Hundreds of them. Every time you lied about where you were going. Every time you texted Tyler while sitting next to me. Every time you accepted money or gifts from him while planning our wedding. Those were choices. Madison was full on sobbing now. I loved you. I did love you, at least at first. Maybe you did. I don't know anymore. But whatever you felt, it wasn't enough to make you honest. And I deserve someone who chooses honesty even when it's hard. Ethan picked up a folder from the counter. This contains documentation of everything. I'm keeping copies. If you try to claim I was abusive, controlling, or anything else to explain away what happened, I'll release this information publicly. Right now, only the people in this room know. It can stay that way if you leave quietly and don't try to destroy my reputation on your way out. That's blackmail. That's protection, Marcus corrected. My brother has been nothing but honest in this situation. He discovered your affair through an accidental notification on your laptop that you left open. He documented what he found. He's offering you a clean exit, no public shaming beyond the people who needed to know. That's generous. Madison stared at the floor. I need to make some calls. Find a place to stay. You have 48 hours, Ethan repeated. She grabbed her phone, her keys, and left. The door slammed behind her. The apartment fell silent. Ethan sank down onto the couch. His hands were shaking now. The adrenaline that had kept him steady through the whole confrontation was crashing. Marcus sat down next to him. You okay? No. Yes. I don't know. Ethan rubbed his face. That was horrible. That was necessary. She looked so destroyed. She destroyed herself. And she would have destroyed you if you'd let her continue. I know. I keep thinking about the Madison I thought I knew. The one who brought me coffee and left sweet notes and talked about our future. Was any of that real? Some of it, probably. People are complicated. She probably did love you in whatever way she's capable of loving someone. But she loved herself and her comfort more. That's the part that matters. Ethan looked around the apartment. Half of the furniture was Madison's. The throw pillows on the couch, the art on the walls, the coffee table they picked out together at Home Goods. I'm going to have to start over. New apartment eventually. New furniture. New everything. You will. And it'll be better because it'll be honest. How long until it stops hurting? I don't know, Marcus said honestly. Longer than you want it to. But it will stop. And in the meantime, you have people who love you. Who actually love you. Me, Mom, Dad, your friends at work. You're not alone. Ethan nodded. They sat there for a while, not talking, just sitting in the wreckage of what used to be Ethan's life. Finally, Marcus said, Want me to stay tonight? Couch is free. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay, I'll order some actual food. You didn't eat any of that Italian stuff. Neither did anyone else. Probably not the appetite-inducing evening you were hoping for. Not exactly. Marcus pulled out his phone to order food. Ethan just sat there, staring at the TV that still showed the blank screen where his presentation had been. He'd done it. He'd exposed Madison's double life. Protected himself. Protected Tyler. Protected Carol. Made sure the truth was out there in a way that couldn't be spun or manipulated. So why didn't he feel better? Because even though it was justice, even though it was necessary, it still hurt like hell. Sunday, the 27th of October, day one after. Madison came back at 10 a.m. with boxes. She didn't look at Ethan, just started packing. Ethan stayed in his bedroom with the door closed. He could hear her moving around, opening drawers, the sound of things being thrown into boxes. By 3 p.m., she was done. She made 3 trips to her car with boxes and garbage bags full of clothes. On her final trip, she paused at the door. I'm leaving my key. Okay. Ethan. What? I'm sorry. I know you don't believe me, but I am sorry. He didn't respond. After a moment, she left. The key clinked as she dropped it on the counter. Ethan listened to her car start, pull away. Then he walked out of his bedroom. The apartment looked empty. Half the furniture gone. Gaps on the walls where her art had hung. The bathroom counter cleared of her makeup and skincare products. The closet half empty. He sat on the couch, his couch now, and cried for the second time in 3 weeks. Monday, the 28th of October. Work was weird. Priya knew, obviously. She stopped by his desk at 10 a.m. with coffee. You did it? I did it. How do you feel? Like shit. That's normal. You want to take a few days off? No, I need the distraction. Okay, but if you need anything, I'm here. Thanks. He threw himself into work. System updates, security patches, network diagnostics, the kind of detailed, technical work that required his full attention and left no room for thinking about Madison. At lunch, Jason texted him. Hey man, still processing what happened Saturday. That was intense. I know. Sorry to put you in that position. Don't be. I needed to know. We all did. I've been telling people what happened. Just the basics, that Madison was living a double life and you found out. Hope that's okay. It's fine. Better than letting her control the narrative. Yeah. For what it's worth, everyone I've told is on your side. You handled it with a lot more class than most people would have. Thanks. The story was spreading. Ethan's phone buzzed throughout the day with texts from friends, some he hadn't talked to in months. Dude, I heard about Madison. I'm so sorry. Jason told me what happened. Holy shit, man. Are you okay? Do you need anything? It was overwhelming, but also validating. People believed him, believed the evidence, weren't buying whatever story Madison might try to tell. Tuesday, the 29th of October, Ethan got an email from a lawyer. Tyler's lawyer. Mr. Carter, I represent Tyler Morrison regarding his financial relationship with Madison Brooks. Mr. Morrison would like to explore the possibility of a joint civil action against Miss Brooks for fraud and unjust enrichment. While we understand this is a difficult time for you, we believe combining our cases would strengthen both claims. We'd like to schedule a call to discuss this possibility if you're interested. Ethan forwarded it to Marcus. Should I do this? Marcus called him. Do you want to pursue Madison for money? Not really. I got most of my deposits back. The $3,000 I'm out, it's not worth the stress of a lawsuit. Then tell him no. You're under no obligation to help Tyler recoup his money. That's between them. Ethan replied to the lawyer. Thank you for reaching out. I appreciate Mr. Morrison's situation, but I've decided not to pursue legal action against Miss Brooks at this time. I wish him the best with his case. Wednesday, the 30th of October. Carol called. Ethan, honey, how are you? I'm okay. Carol, how are you? Devastated. Embarrassed. I keep thinking about all the times I bragged to my friends about the wedding, about you and Madison. I feel like a fool. You're not a fool. You trusted your daughter. That's normal. Have you heard from her? No, not since Sunday when she picked up her stuff. She's staying with her father in Tennessee. Called me yesterday asking to talk things out. I told her I wasn't ready. That's fair. I meant what I said, Ethan, about the money. I'll get it back from her, and when I do, I want you to have it. You lost money on this too. Carol, you don't have to. I do. It's the right thing to do. Madison took advantage of all of us. We're all victims here. Thank you. And Ethan, if you ever need anything, a home-cooked meal, someone to talk to, whatever, you call me. You're still family to me even if Madison isn't going to be my daughter-in-law. Ethan's throat tightened. Thank you. That means a lot. After they hung up, he sat in his empty apartment and thought about how strange it was that he might lose his fiancée but keep his would-have-been mother-in-law. Friday, the 1st of November, 1 week after, Ethan's parents came to visit. They'd driven up from Columbia, insisted on taking him to dinner. His mom hugged him so hard in the parking lot of the restaurant that he thought his ribs might crack. We're so proud of you, she said. For what? Getting cheated on? For handling it with dignity. For protecting yourself. For doing the hard thing the right way. Over dinner, his dad asked the practical questions. You keeping the apartment? For now. Lease is up in March. I'll probably move then. Find a one-bedroom somewhere. Need help moving when the time comes? Yeah, that'd be good. His mom asked the emotional questions. Are you eating? Sleeping okay? Eating fine. Sleeping, not great. That's normal. It'll get better. Everyone keeps saying that. Because it's true. Right now it feels like this is your whole life. But in 6 months, a year, it'll be a chapter. A shitty chapter, but just a chapter. I hope you're right. 1 month later, the 26th of November, Ethan spent Thanksgiving with his family in Columbia. Marcus was there with his girlfriend. His parents fussed over him, made his favorite foods, didn't mention Madison unless he brought her up. He'd started seeing a therapist. Twice a week, sitting in a comfortable office, talking about trust and betrayal and how to move forward. You did everything right, his therapist said. You documented, you protected yourself, you told the truth. But you're still allowed to grieve. I don't want to grieve her. She doesn't deserve it. You're not grieving her. You're grieving the life you thought you were building. The future you imagined. That deserves to be mourned, even if it was built on lies. That reframed it somehow. Made it okay to be sad without feeling stupid for being sad. The wedding would have been in 5 months. Sometimes Ethan thought about what would have happened if he'd never seen that notification. He would have married her, stood at the altar and promised forever, and she probably would have left 6 months later, taking half their wedding gifts with her. He dodged a bullet, a massive, life-destroying bullet. Update from Madison's world. Jason kept Ethan loosely informed, not because Ethan asked, but because Jason felt he had a right to know. Madison had gotten a new job in Tennessee, retail management at a boutique, $41,000 a year, a significant pay cut from her marketing job in Charlotte. She'd lost touch with most of their mutual friends. The few who still talked to her reported she was doing better and working on herself. She'd posted once on Instagram, vague and cryptic, "Growth comes from the hardest lessons. Grateful for a fresh start." Comments were disabled. Tyler had dropped his lawsuit, decided it wasn't worth the time or money, but Madison had apparently paid him back $5,000 as a good faith payment. Better than nothing. Carol had gotten $5,000 back too. Still owed $3,000, but it was progress. 3 months later, the 14th of January 2025, 1 year since the engagement, Ethan didn't plan to do anything special to market, but somehow he ended up at Fahrenheit, the restaurant where he'd proposed. He sat at the bar, ordered a whiskey, looked out at the Charlotte skyline rotating past the windows. "Celebrating something?" the bartender asked. "Sort of. Anniversary of dodging a disaster." "Sounds like there's a story there." "There is, but it's a long one. Those are usually the best ones." Ethan smiled. "Yeah, maybe someday I'll tell it." He finished his whiskey, left a good tip, walked out into the January cold feeling lighter than he had in months. 6 months later, April 2025. The wedding would have been this month, the 19th of April, the Mint Museum, 6 p.m. ceremony, reception until midnight. Instead, Ethan was moving into a new apartment, a 1-bedroom in a different part of Charlotte. Smaller, just his. No shared memories, no ghosts of a relationship that never existed. Priya helped him move. Marcus and his girlfriend helped too. His parents drove up for the day. They ordered pizza. Sat on the floor of the empty living room, no furniture yet. That would come tomorrow. "To new beginnings," Marcus said, raising his beer. "To new beginnings," everyone echoed. Ethan looked around at the people who'd helped him through the worst months of his life. His real family, the people who showed up. "I'm okay," he said, and realized he meant it. Final aftermath, 6 months post-confrontation. Ethan's status: living in new 1-bedroom apartment, $1,150/month. Promoted to senior IT systems analyst, $78,000/year. In therapy, processing trust issues. Casually dating, taking it slow, being cautious. Closer relationship with Marcus and his family. Financially stable, rebuilt emergency fund. Working out regularly, picked up rock climbing as a hobby. Has told story selectively, only to people who needed to know. No social media posts about situation, took the high road. Occasional pangs of grief, but mostly at peace. Key growth: I learned I'm stronger than I thought, and I deserve someone honest. Madison's status: living with father in Tennessee. Working as assistant manager at boutique, $41,000/year, significant pay cut. Paid back $5,000 to mother, still owes $3,000. Paid back $5,000 to Tyler, he dropped lawsuit, not worth pursuing the rest. Lost most Charlotte friend group. Limited social media presence, comments disabled on rare posts. Dating someone new locally, hasn't disclosed her past. In therapy per father's requirement to live with him. Still somewhat in denial about severity of actions. Tells vague bad breakup story to new people. Professional reputation damaged in Charlotte marketing circles. Key status: facing real consequences for first time in her life, living a significantly downgraded lifestyle. Tyler's status: wrote off remaining $33,400 as expensive lesson. Dating someone new, age appropriate, established professional. More careful about vetting partners, asks more questions. Respects how Ethan handled situation. Occasionally thinks about it but has moved on. No longer pays for anyone's apartment. Key growth: I should have asked more questions instead of just believing what I wanted to hear. Carol status: rebuilding relationship with Madison slowly, with firm boundaries. Processing grief of losing Ethan as future son-in-law. Sends Ethan Christmas/birthday cards, stays in touch. Used $5,000 Madison paid back to take a trip with teacher friends. Had difficult conversations with Madison about values and consequences. Joined support group for parents of adult children making poor choices. Still welcomes Ethan to family events, he politely declines most, but appreciates gesture. Key acceptance: I raised her with good values, but she made her own choices as an adult. Tyler and Ethan: no ongoing relationship, but mutual respect. Exchanged one follow-up email 3 months after confrontation. Tyler, thanks again for telling me the truth. Saved me from wasting more time. Ethan, we both deserve better. Hope things are good for you now. Both moved on separately but with odd bond of shared experience. 85% sided with Ethan after seeing evidence. 10% remained neutral, not my business. 5% stayed friends with Madison, mostly people who didn't know Ethan well. Jason became closer with Ethan, apologized for believing Madison's controlling boyfriend narrative. Madison's former bridesmaids group dissolved. They felt used and manipulated too. Charlotte social circles know the story. Madison effectively exiled from that community. On Derek, Madison's ex, felt validated that his experience wasn't unique. Shared his story more openly after Ethan's situation. Helped warn one of Madison's new co-workers in Tennessee who was getting interested. Guy appreciated the heads up on Ethan's approach to future relationships. More cautious but not cynical. Started dating again after 4 months. Uses therapy skills to identify red flags. Trusts slowly but hasn't closed himself off. Actually better at setting boundaries now. First date conversation always includes, I value honesty above everything. That's non-negotiable for me. Professional ripples. Ethan's colleagues at Track Logistics respect how he handled it. Priya uses it as a teaching example in security training. Document everything, verify everything, protect yourself. Marcus uses the story anonymously when counseling clients about prenuptial agreements. Here's why due diligence matters. Financial final accounting. Ethan's losses. Wedding deposits lost, $3,500. Engagement ring, $6,200. Madison kept it, he didn't fight for it back. Shared furniture left behind, $2,000. Total loss, $11,700. Recovery, peace of mind from not marrying her, avoided lifetime of deception, kept most of his deposits. Net result, worth every penny to have discovered truth before marriage. Tyler's losses. Rent paid, $29,400. Gifts, $8,500. Recovery, $5,000 from Madison. Total loss, $32,900. Net result, expensive but valuable lesson about vetting partners. Carol's losses. Wedding contribution, $8,000. Recovery, $5,000 from Madison. Total loss, $3,000. Net result, painful but grateful. Ethan exposed truth before she spent more. Madison's losses. 2 relationships. $10,000 paid back, still owes $6,000 total. Career trajectory, pay cut, lost connections. Reputation in Charlotte. Most friendships. Trust of family. The comfortable lifestyle Tyler funded. The future she'd planned with Ethan's stability. Net result, facing reality of her choices, significantly diminished life circumstances. 1 year later, October 2025. Ethan runs into Madison's friend Sophia at a coffee shop. She's with a guy Ethan doesn't recognize. Ethan, oh my god, hi. Hey, Sophia. Awkward pause. Then, I just want to say, I'm really sorry about everything. I had no idea what Madison was doing. None of us did. I know. Sophia hesitates. I talked to her a few months ago. She's in Tennessee, working retail. She seems different, quieter. I think she's finally understanding what she did. That's good. Are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm good, actually, really good. And he means it. He's dating someone new, Sarah, a nurse he met through mutual friends. They've been seeing each other for 2 months, taking it slow. She knows the whole story. She appreciates his honesty about needing to move cautiously. Last week, Sarah told him, I think it's brave that you still chose to trust again after what happened. I didn't really have a choice, he'd said. I could either let it make me bitter and closed off, or I could use it to become more careful but still open. Second option seemed better. Well, I'm glad you chose the second option. Me too. What Ethan learned. Trust your gut. He'd had small doubts before. Times Madison's stories didn't quite add up, but he dismissed them. If something feels off, investigate. Don't gaslight yourself. Document everything. His IT training saved him. Evidence made the difference between he said and irrefutable truth. Strategic beats emotional. Confronting immediately would have felt good for 5 minutes. Planning it out protected him legally, financially, and socially. You can do hard things. 3 weeks of pretending while investigating was torture, but he did it. Showed himself he was capable of more than he thought. People who love you will show up. Marcus, Priya, his parents, even Carol, they all showed up when he needed them. Grief is valid even when the relationship was fake. He grieved the future he'd imagined, and that was okay. Trust again, but differently. Being cautious isn't the same as being closed off. He can protect himself and still be open to love. What Tyler learned: ask questions. He'd been so dazzled by Madison that he never pushed when her stories were vague. If someone seems too good to be true, investigate. Madison had been perfectly attentive, perfectly available, because she'd been juggling schedules to make it work. Money can't buy genuine connection. He'd thought paying her rent was helping her. Really, it was enabling her deception. You can be successful and still be played. Intelligence and career success don't protect you from manipulation. What Carol learned: your adult children can surprise you, and not always in good ways. She'd thought she knew Madison. She didn't. Enablement isn't love. Looking back, Carol realized she'd made excuses for Madison's behavior for years. She's ambitious. She's just figuring things out, refusing to see the pattern. Sometimes the outsider sees clearly. Ethan, coming into the family, saw things Carol had been too close to see. You can love someone and still hold them accountable. Carol still loves Madison, but she's requiring therapy, repayment, and changed behavior before fully reconciling. What Madison maybe learned? Hard to say. People who manipulate often just learn to manipulate better. Her therapist thinks she has narcissistic personality traits. She struggles to see how her actions genuinely hurt others versus how they hurt her reputation / situation. She tells people she'd made mistakes but rarely takes full accountability. Living with consequences for the first time might eventually lead to real growth. Or she might just find new victims in Tennessee and repeat the pattern. Time will tell. 6 months after the confrontation, Ethan wrote out the whole story in a Reddit post on r/relationship_advice. Changed names, altered minor details, but kept the core story intact. The post went viral. 47,000 upvotes. Thousands of comments. This is the most strategic revenge I've ever seen. You handled this like a chess grandmaster. The fact that you showed everyone at once so she couldn't spin different stories to different people, brilliant. I'm so sorry this happened to you, but the way you handled it was chef's kiss. But the comments that mattered most were the ones from people going through similar things. My boyfriend has been acting weird and I keep ignoring my gut. Your post made me realize I need to investigate. I found out my wife was cheating and I confronted immediately. She destroyed evidence and now everyone thinks I'm crazy. I wish I'd read this first. Thank you for sharing this. I'm in IT too and never thought to use my skills for personal stuff. But you're right, document everything. Ethan made an update post 2 months later, showing how everyone was doing. More comments. I'm glad you're healing. Madison facing actual consequences is so satisfying. The fact that Tyler didn't know and you exposed her to him too, you potentially saved him years of this. Your ex-Mill still being in touch is so wholesome. She sounds like a good person who raised a bad egg. Finally, it's been 6 months since the confrontation. A year since Ethan discovered the truth. 14 months since he proposed to someone he thought he knew. He's sitting in his apartment, not theirs, on a Saturday morning, drinking coffee, looking out the window at Charlotte waking up. His phone buzzes. Text from Sarah, good morning. Still on for hiking today? Absolutely. Pick you up at 10? Perfect. Bring snacks, the trail is 6 miles. On it. He smiles. It's a real smile. Not forced, not performative, just genuine contentment. Madison took 14 months of his life. She took his trust, his money, his plans for the future. She almost took his ability to believe in love. But she didn't take everything. She didn't take his integrity. She didn't take his strategic mind. She didn't take his support system. She didn't take his ability to heal, to grow, to become someone stronger. And in a weird way, she gave him something too: clarity. Clarity about what he deserves. Clarity about what real love looks like. Clarity about his own strength. He wouldn't wish this experience on anyone. The pain, the betrayal, the humiliation of being someone's safety net while they lived a whole other life, it was devastating. But he survived it. More than survived, he handled it with dignity, with strategy, with integrity. And now, on the other side, he knows something important. He's going to be okay. Better than okay. He's going to be happy. If you enjoyed this story of calculated justice and standing up for yourself, make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel. We tell stories like this every single week, stories of betrayal, revenge, and people getting what they deserve. Drop a comment telling me, what was the most satisfying part of Ethan's revenge? Was it the confrontation, the evidence gathering, or the aftermath? And what would you have done differently? Thanks for watching, and remember, trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. When people show you who they are through their actions, believe them. And never be afraid to document the truth and protect yourself. I'll see you in the next one. This story demonstrates that the best revenge isn't about destruction, it's about truth. Ethan didn't try to ruin Madison's life. He just made sure everyone involved knew the reality of the situation. He protected himself legally and financially. He exposed the pattern so she couldn't do it to others without consequence. And he walked away with his integrity intact. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do when someone betrays you isn't to lash out emotionally. It's to document methodically, plan strategically, and execute with precision, to make sure the truth is undeniable, to protect not just yourself, but other victims of the same deception. That's exactly what Ethan did. And 6 months later, while Madison is rebuilding from scratch in Tennessee, Ethan is thriving in Charlotte, stronger, wiser, and ready for a genuine future. The end. Please, my dear one, subscribe.